Yeah. Yeah, that's right. What's up, everybody? Hello, and welcome to the musical stylings of the Commodore.
Hi.
That's right, baby. My name's Billy Floyd. That is
the Commodore.
That's right, man. We are the KitchenKillaz, classified as a touring acoustic duo. Crashing kitchens around the country. We do it every Friday, and we do it
free.
That's right, man. And this is the weekly wrap-up. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We had a fantastic week. Last week it was a lot of fun. We hung out with a lot of really great people. We met some new people. We have some fantastic foods. We had some delicious beverages on Friday night, which was absolutely fantastic.
Dude, we need to talk about those.
Was that Dark Door Distillery? Now, they said distillery, and I asked them if it's a distillery. He said it's a distillery, but they sell Dark Door spirits.
Listen.
And I was like, gotcha. I said, how could you abandon the potential alliteration? And they were like, we didn't. I was like, I knew it. I knew it.
And I was like, why do you want your initials, or why do you want
DDS?
why do you want to look like a dentist?
DDS, yeah, what's going on here? The Nintendo DDS, what?
You went away from Triple D.
Away, Jim.
The Triple D.
Also true. Why would you do that? You wouldn't do that.
No
way.
Nobody
Gordon
walks
Bombay.
away from the Triple D.
No way. Definitely. No way. Definitely not. Sean Flynn, good to see you. Jen Hogan, what's up? Good to see you, Jen. Shelley Wheeler, thank you for joining us. Always good to see Shelley. Shelley, congratulations today. Shelley shared some really great news with me. I don't know if you want to share it with the rest of the class, but it is worth congratulations.
Yay, Shelley.
Yeah, that's
Shelley!
right. That's right, Shelley. What's up, Michelle Hess? Good to see you. Michelle and I chatted a little bit today. Michelle is waiting and trying hard to get down to the Florida area and take care of all the things that need to happen to be able to get down here. Getting kind of crazy.
Well, I hope she stomps by when she gets here.
Well, she's moving here. I mean, not here.
I hope.
But like Florida.
You scared me there.
There's no room at the inn. Everything's full these days.
That's a real thing.
That is true.
Like, yeah, they're moving in. I'm
Boom.
not surprised.
I got the job. Very good, Shelley. Congratulations. And thank you guys for joining us. We definitely appreciate it. You know, I hope you guys are having a good Monday. We're coming into the holiday season, which is kind of crazy. This year, his made some moves. I see it. I see him too. There he is flying around. Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, coming into Thanksgiving's just 3 days away. Turkey Day.
You know what that says to me? I was about to say, man, November's flying by.
Yeah.
And then my immediate next thought was, oh my God, 2020 is almost freaking over.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's very true.
This is gonna go down in history as like the year that everyone wanted to end, like in March.
This is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that 2021 is a turnaround and not a continuation, like the sequel.
No.
What's up, Lizanne?
No.
Hi, Lizanne.
2021 is going to be
hello.
much better than 2020.
Oh, yeah. You guys were great Friday.
Really
Enjoyed
is.
the show. Thank you very much, Lizanne. We appreciate that.
Thank
Lizanne Brandenburg Ippolito. That's a fantastic name.
I like that.
That's
the last one.
Brandenburg. That's a good one too. Ippolito. What's up, Lizanne? Great to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. So, Lizanne, question for you: How are you involved in the motley crew that was in the house Friday night? How did you get involved with those those pirates, if you will?
How did you end up at DDD?
Yeah. How did you end up at DDD? Yeah, Dark Door Distillery.
I kind of want to say Triple D every time now.
And how'd you end up at Triple D, Lizanne? Yeah. And thank you very much, man. It was really cool. We had a great time Friday night. We'll get there. So let's start last Monday. A huge shout out. Thank you guys for joining us for the show last Monday. We had Ben Brainerd, a fantastic comedian, a stand-up comedian, and a TikTok rock and roller.
Extraordinaire.
Oh, yeah. Boom, volunteer for the Voodoo Foundation. Excellent. Thank you for being a volunteer for the Voodoo Foundation. Eric Youngs is a criminal mastermind of epic proportions and incredibly gracious and loving to everybody that is even remotely close to this dude.
Minus the criminal part.
Yeah. He's never been caught. He's definitely a troublemaker. We've talked about it. He'll admit it.
Mastermind, yes.
Yeah,
criminal mastermind. Nobody
knows. Allison Basie, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, last Monday we were really fortunate. We had Ben Brainerd on the show, fantastic comedian and a TikTok superstar kind of.
Yes,
he's killing it in the TikTok game. We had a fantastic interview, lasted almost 2 hours, and he asked us pre-show. He was like, "Hey guys, how long does the show normally last?" It's the same answer. It's kind of up to you. It's how everybody's vibing, how the conversation's going, how the people are feeling, how everything is grooving, man. Yeah, whether or not you show up or not, that's a good start. But Ben was fantastic. He was hilarious. His delivery was hilarious. His storytelling was really, really great. And a huge shout out to Ben. Not only was he a great guest, but continuing probably the next 5 days, he continued to share the page and share the video and share. He did this on his own, which was so cool. We interview and we work with a lot of different guests. I would say of all the guests that we have worked with, Ben has he dove in 100% and did his absolute best. And he just kept sharing the page for the next 4 to 5 days, which is huge for us. So A huge shout out to Ben for being so awesome.
Do you think it's because we're fellow
Orlandoans?
What?
Orlandoans.
That sounds so stupid.
Hey man, I don't make the rules. I don't know. Hopefully it's just because he liked us, And like even at the post show, he said, "Man, I had a really fun time. Like it was a good conversation. I had a fun time, which is good." So huge shout out to Ben Brainerd for Jen Hogan for booking Ben. Absolutely fantastic. Which was really, really awesome, man. It was so happy to. I was so happy to see Ben. We had such a good time. We had a great conversation, and you guys got to keep up with Ben, man. You can go to check out his website, check out his TikToks, check out his Instagram, check out his YouTube. He's killing it, man. He's also a stand-up comedian, waiting to get back on the road because everybody's done right now. But if you guys don't have a TikTok account, you can still go there and look at some of the things. And one of the biggest things that he does is he's the Florida man, which is really interesting. He's the state of Florida,
He's got the Florida
especially
laugh.
with like a lot of the elections and stuff like that. He was just fantastic. We wrapped it with the world outside. So thank you guys. And just to let you know, the Ben Brainerd video is at 19.6 thousand views, which is a first for us. We've never experienced any kind of view like that before. He was our first 10K. He was our first 15K, and we're about 4K away from our first 20K video. And a huge shout out to you guys, to everybody that shared it, everybody that liked it and commented and took part in the entire conversation in the show and absolutely everything. Thank you so much, guys. We really, really appreciate that. Less than 4K, and we hit our first 20K, which is just crazy to me. That's so awesome. I know that's not a lot for some people, but to me, that's a lot. That's a lot. Oh, yeah. Last Tuesday, we put up a You Pick 2 poll, baby. We had 5 songs on there. We had If I Kill Someone for You by Alec Benjamin. We had Meet Virginia by Train. We also had When I Was Your Man by Bruno Mars. Then we had 2 Kitchen Killaz originals, Powered Up and Sunkissed. What's up, Les? Good to see you. What's up? Good to see you. I like.
It's Alec Baldwin.
I still hear it. No, it's Alec. Stephen Baldwin, sir. Stephen Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Benjamin with "If I Killed Someone for You." Fantastic song, man. Thank you guys very much for all your votes. Coming in first place was Sunkissed, and a very close second place was Powered Up. We flipped the pick, and what did we do? Did we do Problem Girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we do another one, or did we just do those 3?
I think we just did those.
I think so.
We ended with TPJ.
Yeah, that's right. We ended with TPJ.
Right.
We got some new technology we're going to be using today. FYI, we're going to see how it goes. So yeah, man. We're always delving into things that we're completely unsure about, but that's the way it works. So we did a little flip the pickle problem girl last week. Thank you guys for joining us for the Monday, the Tuesday poll, and then flip the pickle. Come on, flip the pickle, baby. What's up, Amy Marie Patrick? Great to see you.
It's been a while since I've flipped the pickle.
Listen, of course. So then on Thursday we prepped for the Friday show at Dark Door Spirits, Dark Door Distillery. With the voodoo chef Eric Young's fantastic, incredible foundation, an absolutely amazing individual. We've done now 2 events for him, and he just invited us to take part in the bill of the Valentine's Day show, which happens February 12th. So we're working through all those details, trying to find out if that is going to be suitable for all of us to
2
kind of
days
like
before Valentine's
vibe with
Day.
each other. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
4 days before my birthday.
Tom San Severino, New Tech. Tom, so good to see you, dude. We're going to get to Tom here in a second.
Tom.
No flipping the pickle before 9:30. All right. Fantastic.
I mean,
so the
unless the show ends before 9:30.
That's true.
I'll get the flipping.
Oh man, who knows? The show might end right then. Who knows what Facebook is going to do? The first tasting we had on Friday night, we had a bunch of different tastings, which were so cool. We got to talk to a lot of different chefs and creators, which was awesome. We had blackened bacon wrapped pork belly over tri-pepper risotto, which was freaking awesome, man. It was really good flavors, good textures, and of course, as a voodoo chef, man, he don't play around. The voodoo-fied moist maker sandwich. I actually didn't get to try this. Did you get to try this,
dude? Yes.
I didn't get to. You have to talk. I didn't even see any of that.
Big piece of bread with like garlic butter on it, and then on top of it, he had three slices of turkey with some gravy, also some green bean casserole on there. Also, one of my favorites. Also, I think there was stuffing on there. It was either stuffing or mashed potatoes.
I'll eat the stuffing too.
But it was a whole turkey dinner on top of this huge piece of garlic bread, like cranberry sauce, green bean casserole, the turkey, some other things. I devoured
You ate it too fast.
I devoured it.
I got it happens.
I was eating it very fast.
So that was the Moist Maker sandwich. That's
That was the
actually
Moist Maker.
from Monica Geller from the show Friends had created the Moist Maker because she was a chef in the show. I don't know if you know this, but in the whole series of Friends, Monica was a trained chef. She opened several different restaurants. She was the executive chef at a lot of different places. But Thanksgiving was like a big deal for them. So she made the Moist Maker sandwich, which is pretty much all of the individual and amazing ingredients that concoct and make a Thanksgiving dinner she put on one sandwich.
It made me moist.
Which was gross, which was awesome. So that was a wow. The second tasting was the libations from Dark Door Spirits Distillery. We had old fashions. Those old fashions were pretty good. Again, 2 claps. Shane, bring me an old fashioned. Boom, baby. He just shows up at your door.
We had people clapping all night.
We did.
That was hilarious.
We made a rule. All you had to do anywhere in the world at any time, just clap twice. Shane, bring me an old fashioned. He's on delay right now because he knows we have the show, and it's like it's like when you trip the fire alarm, but you put it in test mode. So he's not bringing us old fashions right now. That's why he's not at our door.
So I went to order one of the old fashions, and there was 2 different drinks. I was like, which one should I have? He's like, you should have the old fashioned. I'm like, well, what is it? What is it?
You know
He's
what's
like,
in an old fashioned.
I do, but I wasn't sure if he was going to making something different because he said that he said IPA. It ended up being an IPA bourbon. It was made from a bourbon made from IPA. But the way he said it, I heard IPA and I heard bourbon and then I heard on draft.
Gotcha.
And then he poured it out of a like a draft beer would come out of, and I'm like,
wait a
I
minute.
don't know what I'm about to get.
I don't know what's going on
I don't know
here.
what the heck is going on. And I made a joke because I didn't think that he was making a traditional one, and I made a joke about not having any fruit in it. And I was like, no man, you don't put fruit in this. I was like, oh okay. I don't know. Now I'm really confused. So
every old fashioned I've ever made has got muddling. There's cherry.
Yeah.
There's like the muddled orange, orange in the bottle. Like, man, you're getting crazy. You got the sugar. You got the bitters on top.
He put the bourbon in there, the IPA bourbon, and then an orange peel. The orange peel set it off.
Got to do the orange
as soon
peel,
as
man.
You put the glass to your mouth, like you can smell the orange peel, and it just
the
like
orange
sets
peel.
the tone.
Tones, Jim.
And I'm not a huge bourbon fan. I actually don't like whiskey at all.
Not a big tone fan.
But dude, that was really good.
It was really good, man. And that was I think his
good.
name is Matt. I think Matt came up. I think he was the guy. He was the owner.
Yep.
The ruler, the alpha to the omega. He joined us, which he introduced us to a lot of really delicious stuff, man. I think the first thing we did a shot of was bourbon. It was either bourbon or whiskey, and then
I
we
wasn't expecting that.
Then we
either.
had gin, and then we got the old fashions on top of that.
But now before we started the evening,
So
I'm
good.
like, oh, I'm a gin fan. I like gin. I'm gonna enjoy that. But I do not like bourbon. Now come to the time where we actually do shots of both of these liquors, and I'm like, man, that bourbon wasn't that bad.
Yep.
I mean, it still made my face cringe a little bit because it was just straight bourbon.
Yeah, still
But
hot
then,
going
like,
down.
And nothing against the gin, but that was not what I expected.
It didn't taste like your traditional gin.
It did not.
And I'm not a gin fan.
The only reason I knew that it was gin is because somebody said this is gin, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I can see that.
I could kind of get it.
I get it.
A little
I
bit.
get it. But if you had just given me that and be like, what is that? I have no idea.
I see
I have
you,
no
Jim.
idea what that is.
I don't know what that. I couldn't tell you what that is.
It reminded me of the Mama Juana that we had.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
Yeah.
That'll clean you out, man. That's crazy. That's used as a disinfectant in most big warehouses. They use the Mama Juana to just disinfect everything. It got really popular during COVID times. They just spray Mama Juana everywhere. It's freaking crazy. Oh man, yeah. We saw you shake. That's probably true.
It was an experience.
Yeah, it was. It really was, man. Carl Miller was there from Silver and Smoke. He's been in the feed a couple times. Carl Miller's a fantastic chef as well. He's been cooking for over 2 decades. He created some fantastic stuff. We had the dirty jalapeno popper with dirty bacon and Nola seasoned bacon wrapped gator bites with the Creole mustard glaze. What? That bacon wrapped gator bite was fantastic. But the popper still got my vote.
Now, the popper that I had on Friday night was a lot larger than the popper that I had at the venue.
Yeah, the venue was one little bite.
I wanted to put the whole thing in my mouth, and I'm like,
yeah.
I looked at it like 3 times. I'm like, there's no way.
Oh yeah,
I'm not
I did.
doing this.
I like a good
I'm gonna
challenge.
get cream cheese everywhere.
That's fantastic.
All
Make a
over my
mess.
face.
That's right. When you're eating good food, pretty much anything you do when you're having a lot of fun should be messy. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm just saying. And that jalapeno popper, outstanding. 10 out of 10, Carl Miller from Silver and Smoke. That was absolutely fantastic, man. You can find him on Instagram and Facebook under Silver and Smoke, A-N-D, not an ampersand, Silver and Smoke 11. And you can find him at silverandsmoke11.net is the website. Carl Miller killed it, man. It was really good.
Again.
And Shelly would like to know, did the Commodore, in fact, put dirty bacon on his Cheerios?
I don't have any Cheerios.
Shelly!
Shelly!
Oh, man. We got to chat with a couple different people. We also spoke with Brian Broomhead. Awesome dude. What a great guy. He was just a legitimately nice, very calm, very loving, very caring individual. Like
He didn't look like a broomhead.
He came up. He was so chill. He was so relaxed. And he did a dirty seared scallop with charred corn succotash and a bourbon peach glaze.
Dude, that seared scallop was cooked perfectly.
The whole plate that he presented was fan-freaking-tastic.
Perfectly.
Yeah, it was like this little plastic black plate with a little tiny fork. And I will say, the scallop you had to eat in one bite because there was no way to cut it. He didn't provide you anything, so he forced you to eat this scallop in one bite.
It was a good size.
And the Commodore's right, man. It was cooked perfectly.
Like
absolutely perfect.
Seared perfectly, no char, just seared perfectly, like a golden brown on top. And
it was
like,
awesome.
It was cooked throughout. It wasn't gooey. It wasn't hard. It wasn't dried out. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you can find a lot of the information for a lot of these chefs at voodoochef.com. You can go there because these are a lot of partners. These are people that Eric has worked with and partnered with. Friday night, it was all of the people for the Voodoo Foundation. So it was all of the supporters, everybody that contributes. It was the entire Voodoo Foundation that was out there supporting everybody, supporting live music, supporting food and the eateries. And Eric Young's had some really great volunteers there as well. He always runs with a really good team. Like, this dude rolls deep. Lizanne was one of the volunteers that night. Lizanne, thank you so much for your help. And I love the fact that you remembered the Shane old-fashioned. Boom, baby, shows up. We're still in test mode. Now, granted, if he shows up at the door right now with an old-fashioned, I'll fall out of my damn chair. That'd be fantastic. And the last tasting we did was the Voodoo Chef Barrel Select Gin by Dark Door Spirits and Poppy's Own fresh-ass chips. Did you get to try those?
I did. I ate all of them.
Believable. It was Janessa and John with an H.
With the salsa, like just this pool of salsa and a bunch of chips shoved in it. I
Dude.
ate every single one while you guys were talking.
And he was saying, he was like, I made my own salsa and it was a really great salsa, but I was like, man, I really need to partner him with chips. Like, where should I buy my chips? And I'm thinking, dude, if I'm putting this much love into salsa, let me just make my own chips. And I got to say this, fantastic. Best chip. That's the best tortilla chip I've ever had. It was awesome.
And you might ask yourself, or Billy,
hello, self.
What the best chip you've ever had?
My God.
It was super simple.
Yep.
But like the crunch, the thickness of it, the taste of it,
the texture was awesome.
It wasn't super salty.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
Yeah.
Man, it was close to the best chip that I've ever had.
It was incredible. And and that's Poppy's Own. Poppy's Own. At first I thought he said Poppy's Own, like a Papa Zone. I didn't know what was going on. He's like Poppy's Own. I was like,
I thought he said Poppy Zone.
That's what I thought he was saying too. But everybody had been drinking for about 5 hours.
Zone.
Yeah. You in the zone of the poppy.
Like, all right.
They were fresh. Now I will say this: the ones that we had weren't immediately fresh. They weren't made like just before we ate them, but you can tell that they were still like fresh. Like, they were still made for that event, which was fantastic. I would really like to take one like right out of the whatever he cooks it in, let it rest for a second so I don't die, and then eat it immediately. Like, I wonder what that tastes like. Yeah.
Like fresh out of the save a day.
Oh, bro, absolutely. Those fresh-ass chips that Poppy rock and rolled, man. He rock and rolled like a fresh-ass dude. It was so cool, man. Poppy's Own was fantastic. John
Matt
and
McIver.
Janessa.
You see his punctuation there?
Fresh
ass
chips. Welcome to the Poppy Zone. That's what I thought he said. Oh, that was awesome, man. And congratulations to John and Janessa. They told us that they asked us to play at their reception. I was like, cool, when's the wedding? They're like, well, we're already married. I was like, all right. They're like, we just did it to avoid all the family stuff. Okay, fantastic. They're like, but we are going to have a reception. Hell yeah, let's rock and roll.
Let's do it.
We thought you guys would be great. Yes, we will be great. I agree 100%. That one's not free. But yeah, sign us up. But we had such a good time on Friday night, man. It was so much fun. And we're really fortunate because to bring it full circle to the one this whole show is really about, Tom Sanseverino, our good friend Tom, he is on an incredible journey in his life right now. Like, he is a vagabond on multiple fronts. He has invested He left a career that he was unhappy with. He invested love and money into a travel van, which is super freaking cool. I'm actually going to see if I can find it real quick. Super freaking cool. Absolutely amazing. And Tom...
A vagabond, a person who wanders from place to place without a home or job. That's technically incorrect because his van is his home.
He doesn't have a brick and mortar home. He doesn't have he doesn't have a house to call home. He has a mobile home, which is still incredible. Don't get me wrong. But definitely, I think he's looking for a place to call home. Like, where do you have your mail delivered?
And what I love about his search is he's letting the wind blow and decide.
That is true.
Where his home will be. Yeah,
no, 100%, man. And he's we were really fortunate. He joined us last Wednesday, hung out with us Wednesday, hung out with us Thursday, came to the show on Friday, which was so awesome. And he actually left on Thursday night to go see the sunrise in Cocoa, and then he drove to Tampa to see the sun set on the west coast of Florida, which was really cool.
That is cool.
It's such a good idea. Like, and that was we were just standing in the garage and we were just having basic conversation. And one of my friends was like, "Yo, you should. That'd be cool to see the sunrise and the sunset in the same day." And within minutes, he goes, "I think I'm gonna go to Cocoa tonight." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "See ya." Gone. I was like, "Hell yeah, Tom, badass, man."
And that's what I love about his, like, how you can just hop in the van / home /
yeah.
And just be like, you know what? I'm going to do that. Bye.
Yeah, you're out. See ya, buddy. You're Audi 5000.
I'm taking my home with me.
100%. 100%. So we're really fortunate. We've known Tom for quite some time. We've known Tom for a long time, and it was really cool to see because he worked with the same company that we worked with. He moved through the ranks, got all the way to being like he was one of the next ones getting ready to get his own store. Yeah. And he's like, nope. I don't want to do this anymore. Pandemic times were crazy. Bye. Made some changes, and now he's touring the country wherever he wants to go. Whatever he wants to do.
Where's your tour going?
Building out this incredible van. I was really fortunate to go on a tour of his van Friday night after the show. Mm-hmm. He was just showing me all the ins and outs and all the things he's come up with and all the conception, like the concepts that he's got in mind, what he wants to add and what he wants to take away. And he was like, "Man, if I could start again, I would do so much different stuff." Of course, absolutely, because you learn so much on that first try. I'm excited to see. And I was like, "Bro." So we got deep. We were talking about him pretty much building out vans for different places in the world. You want to go on like a safari in a different country, you can rent a Tom's van where you go there and it's completely outfitted with everything that you're going to need on your safari. You want to go snowboarding?
Safari.
Yeah, you want to go snowboarding? No problem. Go wherever there's snowboarding is going on and you can rent a Tom's van where he builds it all out and you got snowboards, you got everything. You tell him your height, you tell him your size, you tell him everything, and he stacks up the van for you. You go and pick it up and you have it for a week. You take it back and you're good to go.
What I think is cool about that is like to learn what a safari van would need.
Yeah, all your research.
Like you have to just go do a safari.
Yeah.
Like you want to build a surfing van.
Deep.
You can just be a surfer.
Yeah.
And just go surfing for months.
100%.
You know what? I'm going to add this to the van, and then after a couple months, I think I've got my van down.
And one of the things,
this wonderful experience.
And one of the things that we're talking about is how do we monetize it? How do we do that? And I'm like, bro, people will love to be a part of your journey. They want to be a part of your journey. They want to see what's going on. They want to see what's happening. They want to see where you're going to wind up, where you're going to wake up, and where you're going to go to sleep. So Sans Van Reno. Oh, hold on a second. Is that him? Is that the one and only Dennis Val? That is, ladies and gentlemen.
It is.
Oh, yeah, baby. From Love Child. We're just going to jump right into it because my man, I believe, is in Australia. I think that's what's going on. It looks really bright out there.
It's sunny.
So I can't really tell, but we're going to find out real quick. Let's bring Dennis in. What's up, D?
Hey, folks. How are you?
Dude, you look fantastic. You look happy and you look healthy and you look like you're on a walk of your own. How you doing today?
I'm really good, mate. Thanks for that. I am actually on a walk. I'm on a bit of a hike, and I just looked at my phone. I thought, oh, geez, I've got to get onto the phone and talk to these guys. I totally forgot about it.
Oh, it's okay, man. Thank you so much for joining us. It's so cool to see you pop in. Thanks for giving us a couple minutes. We really appreciate it. Which is awesome, my dude. Awesome. So yeah, where are you walking? Tell us what's going on. You said you're on a bit of a hike.
Yeah, during COVID, I hibernated during our winter, and it's our summer. It's coming into our summer now, so I've started exercising again because there was nothing to do. I'm still not working at the moment, so I'm just getting into the walking and the exercising, and I'm out. I live on the outskirts of Sydney, in one of the suburbs, and there's lots of parks here, and I just tend to go for nature walks.
Man, that is awesome. So you're on one of your nature walks.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. How's it going? How's your nature walk treating you? Is it pretty awesome right now? It looks beautiful there.
It is beautiful. I just flick it around so you can have a look. It's still in the suburbs, so it's not totally 100% country, but it's just great
Nice.
to get out.
Nature.
Out for a walk today, my man. What time is it in on the edge of Sydney?
It's 11:30 a.m.
11:30 a.m. Nice. That's awesome. Nice.
Yeah.
The middle of the day. What a beautiful time to be outside, man. To be enjoying nature. It looks beautiful. It sounds awesome. I'm kind of jealous. Look at his smile, man. He's killing it right now.
Come over, mate. Come over.
We're on the way, bro. We'll leave here.
We'll be there before dark.
We're on the way.
What are you in?
We are in Orlando, Florida. So right now it's 7:30 at night on Monday night. It's Tuesday there, right? I think you guys are ahead of us.
Yeah, it's Tuesday morning.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's Monday night here at 7:30. So yeah, right now we got a bunch of people in the chat, man, just hanging out. We were just kind of talking about our week. We're so glad that you popped in, dude. We're really appreciate it from Love Child.
I'm going to show you a native Australian bird. I don't know if you can see it behind me. Can you see?
Oh yeah,
it?
let's solo that out real quick.
Can you have a look at that? They're called galahs.
Galahs.
Like a parrot, and it's pink and grey. I don't know if you
Man,
can see it.
I've always heard it was dangerous living in Australia because of all of the wildlife that could, like take you.
You know what? It's actually quite safe here. We have got some of the deadliest species of snake and spider, and I think we've had 41 cases since the beginning of Western civilization in Australia. We've had 41 deaths, so it's quite rare. We do have deadly animals, but you hardly ever see them. You know?
Man, and I've heard kind of everybody lives on the outskirts of Australia. They don't venture too much into the center of Australia. Is that true, or is that?
Look,
is
it's too dry. It's inhabitable. It's
Gotcha.
It's pretty much like Arizona, most of the inland, and it's still beautiful. Apparently, it used to be an ocean a long time ago because they find fossils there all the time. But it's probably one of the driest regions in the world. So we all live on the coast, and the further, maybe 3-4 hours inland is where there's a few other cities, but it's pretty remote once you get past that.
Man, not bad. We actually just had a comment come in. She said, "Ask him about swooping season." What's swooping
About what?
season? Swooping season?
That'd be the magpie she's probably talking about. We have these Australian birds called magpies, and they're very territorial. And usually when people go for walks, I put a helmet on with eyes in the back of the helmet, so that it will attack the back of your head rather than the front of your head. But they're just protecting their babies. There's a certain season each year, and if you walk past a nest and they see you, they start attacking and swooping at you, and they're pretty vicious.
I knew it. That's crazy. They wear helmets with eyes in the back of their head, so they attack the back of their head instead of the front.
The deadly animals you don't have to worry about them, but the birds.
I mean, they
will dive bomb your head.
You may not die, but they're gonna take an eye. You're gonna get hurt.
There's actually a YouTube video of a guy sending his child out on a push bike ride, watching the magpie attack his son, and he's killing himself laughing. It's a bit cruel, but if you lived in Australia, you see the humour in it. It's quite funny.
Man, that is awesome. Thank you for this Australian tour, Dennis. This is so cool, man. We originally we had invited you on to be a guest to talk about your musicianship and Love Child and your band and how you guys have been and how this whole COVID thing has impacted and affected you guys. Your writing, your touring, your playing out, your streaming. So one of the first questions we just got was, how long have you been playing music? When did you first start playing music?
I actually started when I was about 8 years old. And my ancestors are musicians, going back to both sides of my grandparents. So I suppose it just rubbed off on me. And so I've been playing all my life, which is a long time. And during COVID, the whole industry, just like your industry, came to a close. So
Sure.
we've had nothing to do, and I suppose most Australians went through a period of depression because we're very outdoors people, and once you lock us inside a house, you start getting a lot of mental problems. And I suppose I suffered it too because I lost all my motivation for playing music. There was no work, and it's just starting to come good now. I used to do 7 shows. I also do solo acoustic stuff. So I could do 7 shows a week. And I'm lucky to get 2 now. And the band managed to get 1 concert into a sellout. It was a good night, actually. It was in August. We sold out because we were one of the few bands that were playing, but we had restrictions. And unfortunately, during all this, our drummer got cancer. So he's okay now. He's just going through the chemotherapy. So we just put everything on hold till our little brother sort of gets it all together and recovers.
Man.
So that's slowed us down a bit.
It's been very interesting. Like we've been really fortunate here. We've been able to speak with people from all over the world, from Canada, from Ireland, from Australia, and it's very interesting that everybody has a very similar story about this thing that hit the entire globe. You know, which is the first time that anybody alive that I know has experienced something like this. It's very interesting when you say, "Oh, how's this going on?" when it's something that affects your area, your country, your nation. But this is something that's consumed the whole world, and it brought everybody. To a stop. And as sad as it is, it's almost cathartic because we get it. Like we understand what you're talking about, especially when you're saying I went from 7 shows a week to 2 shows a week. You know, like the full bands had 1 show in August, and everything hit kind of a grinding halt. And then people being at home and being quarantined and having to isolate themselves. And we're societal people. You know, like interactions with other people is one of the things that keeps us healthy and keeps us balanced. You take all that away, plus your passion, plus your drive, plus your job. You stick everybody in a box for months. Of course, there's going to be some type of mental duress that everybody experiences because they weren't prepared for it. They're hurried up. They're put into this situation, and they have to act and survive on top of that. You know, so it's been very interesting, especially the creative industry, the entertainment industry, the music, all that stuff. Everybody, like you, and you said it as well. You lost your motivation for it because it took the fire from everything. And it was really, really tough. And for those that are still pushing through and still getting shows, getting little by little, I applaud them absolutely 100% because they're still doing it. It will come back, but it's going to take time. And I'm glad that you said it's starting to come back a little bit. You're starting to kind of see it come back. How's everything been there? Have you guys had to do some lockdowns, do some more quarantine?
Oh, yeah.
How's everything been?
I have to give credit to our government for doing a fantastic job. The Australian government I consider to be a drama queen. Like, they seem to panic and lock everything down at the first drop of a hat. But having said that, it was probably the right thing to do. We've been extremely lucky that anyone that's not working is getting a pretty good government subsidy to survive. So we're not left out on our own. I'm sure the American government's doing the same thing, I'm sure.
They are not doing the same thing, FYI.
The government also introduced legislation that if someone can't keep up with their rent because they're affected, they can't be evicted. Of course, if someone's just taking advantage of it, they get into trouble. But in general, the government's been really good. We've had minor outbreaks, and they've all been traced. So Sydney hasn't had a case for 28 days, I think, or over 28 days.
Excellent.
The other 2, Melbourne was locked down for 6 weeks while we were all open, and now we've got domestic. I think yesterday domestic travel reopened, which will create a lot more work because Sydney to Melbourne's one of the busiest flight paths in the world. I didn't know that, but apparently it is. And that reopened yesterday. So hopefully the roll-on effect of people, you know, once the airline industry gets up on its feet a little bit, it'll bring money back into the music industry, etc. You know, hopefully we're going to be okay. But we're coming into summer. So it seems like winter is the worst time for Corona.
Right.
And I tend to spend a lot of time in Vietnam. It's my favourite holiday spot. It's very close to Australia. They don't have winter. They have summer all the time. And they weren't affected one little bit. You know,
you think the heat had a lot to do with that?
Absolutely. That's my theory. And I think scientifically someone could tell you I'm wrong. But from what I've seen, it doesn't seem to happen in summer, as Europe and Greece and all those places are starting to cop it again because they're coming into winter. So,
man, well, it sounds like you guys right now are kind of on an uptick. You're kind of getting leveled out, and things are coming back to normal. And hopefully, like to open domestic travel is huge. and you guys, I would imagine, rely a lot on tourism as well, on international tourism for I would imagine
Absolutely.
the food, the surfing, the vacation spots. Like Australia, I've always known to be a massive a surfing destination, a worldwide surfing destination where people go. And now that you're coming into summer, hopefully everything will be safe, everything will be okay. Domestic travel will stay open, and hopefully there will be some, safely to be able to get that tourism back up and going and get some international travel, as long as everything is safe. Because you said the right thing. Like, even though they kind of freaked out and they locked everything down at the very beginning, it was probably the best thing to do. Overreact, lock absolutely everything down, 100%, no holds bar, and look at where you are now. You're walking on a beautiful trail on a glorious day, not wearing a mask, which is fantastic because you're in Sydney and you guys haven't had a case in 28 days, which is awesome. And it's hot.
And it's sorry to butt in for a sec, but you did mention the surfing, and I just wanted to say that since Corona started, this is probably the cleanest I've seen the skies, seen the water. So I suppose the downturn in that is we've had since Corona started, maybe 30 or 40 shark attacks on surfers.
Wow.
So the water's clean, the sharks are hungry.
Yeah, nature's coming back.
Yeah, which, you know what? They own the ocean. We don't own it. So
we borrow it from them.
That's the risk we take, but I'd rather have that risk knowing that we've got a healthier ecology. That's sort of I think Australians are right into the, keeping the ecology as clean as possible. It's a big thing here. We try our best.
Sure, and it kind of it's one of those things, and we've seen that happen in a lot of different destinations around the world. Is the fact that international travel hasn't been there. It happened in Italy as well, where like the waters are cleaner, Venice is cleaner. You're seeing more of the ecology, the healthy ecology, come back. More animals are coming back. More fish are in the ocean. And it's like, man, what kind of parasites are we? And how amazing is it that just in a couple of months, this is how fast nature has taken back over again. Like,
Well said.
Yeah.
One of my agent who books me and him go to Vietnam quite often. And one of our next trips, we're going to try to organise a clean up Vietnam campaign because they're not very wise when it comes to throwing plastic in bins and stuff like that. And we thought we need to educate these people. So that's become one of our little missions, to actually go over and help the government over there and try and get some ads on their TV stations explaining, if you're not clean, the rest of the world's not clean. We've all got to work together on this, And I'm probably diverting from what you rang me about, but this is a good topic, actually.
No. It's awesome, Dennis. Like we just love talking to you and just learning everything. It doesn't have to always be about love child is just one aspect of your life, but clearly you're intimately and emotionally involved in a lot of different things that go on that are important for people to hear and learn about. So this is totally fine, my man. I love it.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
How far away is Vietnam from you? You said that a couple times. You said it's your favorite holiday spot. Like how much of a travel does it take you guys to get there?
Okay, look, it's 8 hours by plane, which you might think is a long time, but it's probably one of our closest neighbours,
Wow. How old were you the first time you went to Vietnam and clearly fell in love with it?
Well, the first time I toured there was in '96, and I hated it. I couldn't stand it. It was so poverty-stricken and such a shock to see how people live. And my partner's Vietnamese. I met her 4 or 5 years ago, and she talked me into going back again in 2018. And I just saw it from her side because she's Vietnamese. I saw it from the eyes of a local instead of the eyes of a tourist. And I fell in love with their family values. They have this real passionate love for each other, and I know it sounds a bit cheesy in that, but they have a really good family system, and everyone stands by everyone. And every night, they don't watch TV. They congregate, and I just fell in love with the lifestyle. And and it's a beautiful country. It's an amazing tropical country too,
Yeah, and I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there, where you're talking about they're not sitting around at night watching TV. They're congregating with their neighbors and their friends and their family and like their community, and they're intimately connected to their community. And they there's an emotional value there, and you were able to kind of like connect to her perspective as a local, like you said, instead of a tourist perspective going in, and you're comparing how they live to how you live, and it's so different. But when you look at it from a local's perspective, like, this is how our life is, this is how our family is raised, this is how I was raised, this is our community. community. These are our neighbors. This is what we do. It seems like that's something that's missing over here, to be honest with you. I feel like everybody is engaged in the next binge watching Netflix by themselves, and there's no congregation. There's very little community. People don't talk to each other. They don't hang out with each other. And they did this before Corona. You can't blame Corona for us being, gluttons when it comes to consuming as much digital information as we can without any human interaction whatsoever. Like Corona just kind of like emboldened those same people that were shut-ins anyway. And I'm like, man, like one of the ways I've met most of my neighbors is when we have a hurricane, we have no power, we get together, we cook all of our food, and that's how I met most of my neighbors. Is under, a natural disaster. It took a natural disaster for me to meet my neighbors. Because it's just not, that community isn't here. It's not like that. Like if I say hi to a stranger, I don't know what they're going to do. They're not very nice sometimes.
Yeah, well, same thing. Once COVID started here in Australia, it was the first time I spent so much time with my neighbours and people on my street. And we weren't supposed to socialise, but we'd sit on each other's lawns next to each other and put a barbecue on. A barbecue's, I think you call it a cookout. We just throw some meat on the barbecue, and we spent a lot of time just getting to know each other, and we all agreed that to some degree there was a benefit to this lockdown because we could actually start being human beings again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you guys, everyone worries about the dollar and how you're going to pay your mortgage and where the next bill's coming from and how you're going to cover it. And once COVID started, those things became very petty, that they were not that important anymore. It didn't matter, So
yeah, it was. It kind of forced everybody to slow down. It forced everyone to hit the brakes and take a second, because like everybody that I know has a job and a side gig. Some people have a job and 2 side gigs. Some people have 2 jobs and a side gig. Like we just redline it all the time. We wake up in the morning and it's go, go, go. Like people say I'm working 9 to 5. It's actually the other way. I feel like everybody's day actually starts at 5 and sometimes even goes past 9. And it's not just work. It's with absolutely everything. We stay so busy. We don't have time to stop and listen to the world. We don't have time to stop and meet each other and talk to each other. We're just so busy. I might be able to pencil you in for 15 minutes on a Tuesday, where when this all happened, everything stopped. Everything stopped. Work stopped, hobby stopped, travel stopped, everything stopped. And people were just left with this huge chunk of time to try to figure out what to do with all of this time and what do we do. And they started congregating with each other and meeting with each other and cooking with each other and spending more time with friends and family when they could. It's been very interesting. Like as much negative has come from it, there is a lot of positive that has come from it. And I'm not saying I'm happy that it happened. I'm not happy that it happened. But we always try to see both sides of the coin. The pendulum swings both ways every single time. So there's most certainly a lot of positive that has come from it. Number one, nature. To watch nature come back, to see how we really are with the world and how quickly we're able to destroy it just by living is crazy to me. And it's amazing how fast nature takes back over. Nature's like, give me a couple months. I'm taking over the city.
Well, in Australia, everyone took the opportunity to start fixing their houses, gardening. And one of the biggest things that took over in Sydney, probably in Australia, was that you couldn't buy seeds for plants anymore because they'd run out of stock. So everyone has started, including myself, has started gardening, home improvements and stuff like that. And the only unfortunate thing is the hospitals have been full of casualties. Like me, I almost lost my finger about 2 months ago. I fell off a log onto a saw, and it seems like the hospitals have been busier looking after people who are trying to do their own home projects, but everyone seems to be getting into growing their own fresh produce at the moment, which is so healthy. It's so fantastic,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you talk about organic. That's fantastic. So what do you grow in your garden, Dennis? This is an interesting conversation. What do you find yourself? How much of a green thumb have you discovered that you have, and what are you growing in your garden?
Well, I've probably got more of a red thumb after I almost cut it off. But look, I'm very, very simple. I've created. It's more aesthetic. I've created a whole bunch of hanging pots with herbs, which are quite easy to grow. And I've planted them next to my bedroom window to keep mosquitoes, which you have a lot of mosquitoes in Sydney, and that a lot of these plants keep them away. So I've got like dill, mint, coriander, stuff like that. And then I've just maintained, I've got a nature reserve in the back of my yard, which is full of trees. You can't even see the neighbours. And I've just prune them and that. So I'm not much of a gardener. I'm probably better as a musician, and I've learned like so.
I imagine if you had been gardening since you were 8 years old, you would be a fantastic, I mean, just incredible. You would just have seas and seas of incredible gardening, but you're just a couple months into it and you're already doing a lot of really awesome stuff, especially learning the herbs that keep away certain pests, mosquitoes and stuff like that, and what you can use and what you can harvest and cook with. And it was very similar. In the great Commodore and I, we had just moved into this house. Within days they locked everything down. So one of the things that we had started to kind of do was, as we were moving in, we're trying to figure all that out. Everybody had kind of started new jobs at the same exact time all this was going on. Then everything got canceled at the same time, and everybody was like, okay, what do we do? So it was like, man, we just started doubling down on all the music. We started doubling down on everything we could do here. We started researching what we could build, what we could plant, what we could grow, how it helps. And everybody was doing it. You couldn't buy seeds. You couldn't find anything. Like, everything had just been completely gutted. You go to Home Depot to the gardening section, gone. Like, everything was just absolutely gone.
Okay, so similar mentality to Australians, and I think the same thing happened here, And that's one of the features I loved in Vietnam, that people generally live off the land as much as they can, unless they live in big cities. But living off the land is an important part of their lifestyle. We've lost that. We're too modern. So we're getting back to it, aren't we?
And not really by a choice of our own, but yes, we were kind of forced to get back to it, which I think was good because people have found a lot of love in, a lot of therapy, a lot of happiness in gardening. And it got to the point where I know the great Commodore was here for quite some time. When we could go back out, he didn't want to go back out anymore. He was like, I like being here. I love being in the yard. I love being at the house. I just love being here. And we don't get that opportunity very often. I can't remember the last time I had this much time to think or ponder or do anything that we weren't touring or traveling or playing every single night, all the time. It really forced everybody to slow down and, like you said, prioritize. And a lot of the things that we would focus on and we would get stressed out about became very petty, and we just stopped worrying about them altogether. So it was very interesting to see how this kind of shifted everybody's perspective and how they prioritized their life. We were forced to do it because the things that everybody prioritizes is like money and work right away. You got to go to work, got to make the money, got to pay the bills. It's like, guess what? Boom, you can't go to work. Guess what? Boom, you got no money coming in. What are you going to worry about now? What are you going to do now? And it's like, oh my gosh, it threw everybody for a loop. And a lot of people struggled really, really hard for it because they challenged everything in their life. They had no clue what to do or how to adapt. But we're really, really fortunate that, working together, everybody has come together as friends and family. We've discovered new things about each other, new passions, new hobbies, new directions. And I think it kind of gave everybody a hope that if this one plan in your life doesn't work out, it doesn't matter. There are other forks in the road, other journeys you can take, other roads you can build. And in this case, it's the world that told us, not like a life event. The world came in and was like, guess what? You're done. What are you going to do now? And a lot of people have found a lot of happiness and a lot of success and a lot of peace with what is going on here. A lot of people have dealt with that depression and dealt with that stress and dealt with that locked in where they were just like absolutely isolated and they had to learn themselves again. And a lot of people haven't had that much time to really sit down and listen to the world, but we kind of been forced to do it now. Dennis, how do you pronounce your last name? Is it Dennis Val?
Yeah, it's Val. It's actually a shortened name. My parents have a Greek origin, so it's actually Valetiadis. But
Valetiadis.
Yeah, but most
cool name.
People have no chance of saying that, so I just shortened it to Val.
Nice. So a couple of people have asked us, they're like, who is the guest this evening? And so right now we're chatting with Dennis Val from Love Child. He's on the edge of Sydney right now on a nice little nature walk. You guys can find them online on Facebook. They have their own website as well. You can find them on Reverb Nation. You can find them on Instagram. They have some music available on iTunes as well. Dennis is a touring musician, a fantastic singer-songwriter that leads a band called Love Child. Right now we're just chatting about life and love and the pursuit of green thumbs instead of red thumbs with Dennis. He had informed us that he had used to play every day, 7 days a week, 7 shows a week, and that all kind of changed, which kind of changes everybody's perspective and their drive. It kind of shifts the hobbies. So right now, Dennis is introducing us to the world of a very good-looking individual in Australia. That's pretty much what Dennis is doing right now. For those of you just joining us, so Dennis, thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. Thank you for opening up and sharing this information with us. This is so cool, dude. Like, we're really, really happy to have you. And
I really enjoyed talking to you. It was fantastic. And if you ever run for presidency, let me know, because you gave the best sermon I've ever heard just then. Seems like we've got very similar attitudes over there to here. So thanks very much for having me. I appreciate it a lot, and lovely talking to you as well.
Absolutely, Dennis. We got a couple songs queued up that we were going to play. One's called "Needed Your Shelter." Is there another song? Because we usually try to wrap the show with a song from our guest. So if you could pick one song that would represent a love child and your style, what would you think would be the number one song we could play?
Look, my favourite song is "Circus in Town." If you have that, I don't know if you got that on file there.
Oh, I'll find it.
I wrote that one for my mother, who was an orphan, who was raised in Egypt, and it's a song about being positive. It's a song about it doesn't matter where you come from and how tortured your life's been. There's always some positive light at the end. So my mother's that sort of person, even though she had a really rough upbringing. She's always positive and happy. So I wrote a song for her about orphans. It's called "Circus in Town," and that's probably the essence of where I'm at, and probably my favourite song.
Circus in Town. You got it, man. Yeah, we got to pull it up right here. We got the official music video and everything, which is super cool. So, Dennis, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for, I know your arms are getting tired. I appreciate it. Please stay out of trouble. Keep in touch, my brother. Good luck with everything. And let us know how that garden is going. That's so awesome, man. That's so cool.
I'll send you a photo.
Hell yeah, brother. We'll talk to you soon, Dennis. Have a good one.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Later, bud.
Yeah.
What a cool dude. I really like Dennis.
I wish I had an Aussie accent.
That was awesome. I listen to that guy talk all day. What a cool guy, man. That was Dennis Val from Love Child. Thank you very much, Dennis, for joining us, man. Even on a walk and a talk on the outskirts of Sydney, sharing with us the ecology of Australia, the predators. He was like, "Oh no, you won't die. You might lose an eye."
And he was so proud of his government.
I wonder how big the mosquitoes are out there.
I wonder what that's like.
I imagine they're mosquitoes. He's like, "I'm sure your government is taking care of you guys too. For those of you that are not working." This is when you like sip the tea. Not really. It's okay.
I want to go to Australia.
Oh man, I bet the mosquitoes out there are like 30 pounds. They're just flying around.
I think they're probably just as big as they are here.
Picking up kids, taking them with them.
Yep.
Oh man, that was awesome. Where were we? I forget where we were.
We were gonna play.
Were we on Friday?
What?
We were talking about Friday. We hadn't made it to Saturday yet.
Oh yeah.
That's right. So we were talking about Tom Sanseverino. So a huge shout out to Tom for joining us this week, which was super cool, man. How was your Saturday, sir?
My Saturday was it was awesome because it started waking up in a very comfortable bed.
Nice. That's always a good way to start it.
I don't have a terribly comfortable bed. So pretty much anywhere else I sleep, it's like the best bed.
I was
ever.
like, wait, where did you wake up? Oh wait, we got a hotel. Oh, that's right.
we were at a Hampton. We had our show on in Tampa on Friday night. So
we did.
Instead of being a 20-hour day, and then the show was at a distillery. So we didn't. We planned ahead.
We did.
We booked a hotel so that we didn't have to drive an hour and a half home.
That's true.
At midnight after being awake for 20 hours
and drinking
shots
and eating food.
Really cool people.
Yeah,
and eating like some of the best food
was awesome.
I had all week. So we stayed in a Hampton Inn, and I gotta say, like I learned about Hampton Inns from my sister Erin. Erin, are you in here? Erin? And anyways, she used to use hotels a lot because of her job traveling.
Yeah, she traveled a lot. Yeah, I remember.
She was like, I only stay at Hampton Inn now. They're a part of Hilton. Hampton, it's a lesser priced kind of Hilton-esque experience.
Sure.
But Hampton Inn every time, and I've always remembered that. So that's why I always book Hampton Inns.
Yeah.
However, their breakfast sucks.
They need to step up their breakfast game.
Their breakfast sucks. So I asked Erin this weekend. I was like, "Hey, Erin, I got a question for you.
What the hell?
I know you know about hotels.
Probably COVID times.
You always talk about Hampton Inn and how awesome they are. You're like, yeah, their service is great. If anything's wrong with their room, they'll fix it immediately or get you a new room. It's always clean. It's always nice. It smells great." And I'm like, yeah, but what about the breakfast?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, the breakfast sucks.
Yeah, it's terrible.
She didn't use the Hampton Inn for their breakfast. So like, all right, well,
at least we know.
In your experience, what is a different hotel that would
with
have
a good breakfast,
a better breakfast,
really
good breakfast? And she's like, a free one? I was like, Yeah.
Yeah, a free continental. Yeah, like
Nope.
really.
Nope.
Not, especially not
You're
now.
You're not going to get it.
There was one hotel we went to a couple months ago where you actually walked up and they had like sausage and bacon and pancakes. You had to tell her what you wanted and she made the plate for you.
Yeah.
I get why they don't have like it open to everybody now, like just
Right.
open everything and 40, 50 people going up touching the tongs. But having one representative from the hotel going and making your hot plate to bring it back is absolutely fantastic.
Like, don't advertise hot breakfast and then not have hot breakfast.
It was very interesting. Yeah, liars.
But
it was
if you really want a good breakfast,
yeah,
that you're not afraid to pay for,
yeah,
she said Hilton
Ooh,
is the way to go.
Good breakfast. Fantastic stuff.
But I mean, McDonald's has good breakfast too, and it's
Good
probably
food.
a quarter of the price.
Yeah, it's probably pretty good too. McGriddles. What? You ain't got McGriddles, Hilton.
What was it like? You want to get me and start infusing sugar into my
Yeah.
my
I was never
bread.
really a big fan of McDonald's breakfast until they started injecting sugar into the bread. Then yes, give it to me. So it was
Good move, McDonald's.
Yeah, man. We pretty much checked into the hotel Friday night, early Saturday morning. Tom was chilling in the parking lot in his awesome van, so he gave me a tour of the van. We hung out for like an hour and a half.
I was
And
already asleep.
I was like, man, I'm kind of hungry. So I went in. I was like, yo, let me talk to the guy and see if there's like a little vending machine or something. And I'm not going to try his accent, although I'm very proud of my accent. I'm not going to try it. I don't want to offend anybody. But it's very good. I practice a lot. So he was like, yeah, if you go to the end of the hall and make a right, there's a vending machine right there. I was like, all right, cool. So then I come back and it was a terrible vending machine. It was like, you could tell that stuff had been there for a very, very
Nobody wants
very
anything in
long
that vending
time.
machine. Meh.
So I was walking back. I was like, all right, cool. Let me see what I can do right here. So I jumped on Uber Eats real fast. I found a McDonald's. It was 15 minutes away. I'm like, I haven't had McDonald's in quite some time. Let me order some of that. So I walked back. I was like, yo, is it cool if I hang out in the lobby and wait for my food? He's like, oh, you didn't find anything you wanted? I'm like, oh, there's some snacks, but I just need some dinner.
Not in your stupid vending machine.
And I asked him I was like, what's your name? And I'm pretty sure he said his name was Kerpal, Kerpal. And I was like, word, nice to meet you. I'm Billy. He's like, okay, you want to watch a movie? He invited me to like watch a movie he had on the television. And I was like, whatever you have up here is fine. I'm so tired. I will love anything. It doesn't matter. It could just be flashing colored lights on me, be like, that's freaking awesome. So then, about 15 minutes later, my McDonald's shows up. I go up and grab it, bring it in. And I'm just sitting there at 2:30 in the morning in some random table in some random Hampton Inn, questioning everything in life. Here I am sitting with soggy, wilted, cold French fries with my buddy Kerpal. Watching some movie. I can't even tell you what movie it was. I have no idea. It had an Ethan Hawke in it, but I'd never seen it before. I have no clue. I'm just sitting there eating
Probably
these.
wasn't that great.
It was eating these fries. I'm like, you know what? I'm so hungry right now. I don't even care. I love
even
technology.
care what this is.
This is fantastic. I was asking myself life questions. Like, is this where you should be in your life? Like, is this what's going on? I'm like, you know what? It is. It's fantastic. What a great night. It's so much fun. Went up, grabbed a couple hours of sleep. Bing, baby, we were out, man. Got back to the house. I went to Icon Park Saturday night, which was super cool. Went to Yard House. I went to Sugar Factory. Met up with some friends down there, and it was crazy.
Did you go on the Ferris wheel?
The Orlando Eye. No, I did not.
the-
I've
or
been
the
on
s-
it
or the
before.
swings?
No, I didn't go on any rides. We just ate food everywhere. We ate food and we drank drinks.
Would you go on those swings?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would not.
Oh, yeah, sign me up, dog. I'll do
You're
it,
like
man.
100 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Hanging from 4 chains.
Yeah, how
and
awesome
you're
is that?
swinging at like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. Listen, you're either going to have a great time or you're going to die. That's it.
Probably both. If you die, at least you're having a good time.
Oh man, it's
before you
fantastic.
die.
I mean, it's a high impact. Yeah, Saturday night was cool, man. Got back here. When did I think everybody got a hotel Saturday night, so we just crashed there. I got back here like 11:30 Sunday morning. I was like, sweet, time to do some adult stuff like laundry, life, clean the pool, take care of the pups.
Yeah, I didn't do any of
Like
that.
15 minutes later, I get a message from Patio Furniture. He's like, yo, you still on for today? I was like, oh, what are we doing today?
Yeah,
I totally
yeah.
forgot. And I was like, oh yeah, what's going on today? He's like, oh, we're all going to Rachel's for my birthday at 1. For those of you that don't know, Rachel's here in Florida is an exotic dance club with a restaurant. So it's Rachel's Steakhouse, which I don't mean to actually say, it's not just a steakhouse. However, you walk in, you walk to the right, full service restaurant. You walk in, walk to the left, full service exotic dance stage. Fantastic. It was the best of both worlds. Like, Super Dave was there, a bunch of crazy people were there. So we walk out, we got food. It was horrible, by the way. They overcook everything again. Yeah, it was terrible. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. I haven't been to a club like that in a very long time. And those women, they have skills. And they have a lot of power. So much muscles. It was
Yeah?
crazy to see how strong some of these people are. It
Hey,
was
man,
nuts to me.
Pole dancing ain't no joke.
No joke at
You
all.
got to have some strength.
It was awesome. And the later it got, like the more skills, the more like moves and everything that they had, and they were starting to get a little. It was after 9:30 there.
All the time.
Big time. It started to get like after 10:30, 11:30. I was like, all right, I'm going to go. I hit my budget. I was ready to rock and roll. I'm out of here, baby. See ya. If I stay for Candy, when she comes back up, I'm not coming home.
Amen.
That's right. Desiree got me. There was another girl named Winter. Oh, I fell in love with all of them a little tiny bit. It was fantastic. I needed to leave.
I gotta go.
So we came back here. We chilled for a little bit. It was nice. Patio furniture and I cooked up some steaks, which is awesome because Rachel's, you guys are terrible. So we cooked up some food here, had a nice night, got a good night's rest. It was a fun-filled weekend. It was very, very full. What did you do for your Sunday?
My weekend was probably the laziest, with the exception of working 4 hours on Saturday.
Don't judge me, Matt said, I'm sure you were only appreciating the muscular showmanship. I was appreciating all of the showmanship.
The aesthetically pleasing muscular showmanship.
You can learn a lot about people by going to an exotic dance club and watching how the patrons interact with the dancers. It's very interesting, like the etiquette and like the language and everything that's going on, because I just sit back and watch. Like, I'm most certainly much more of an astronomer than I am an astronaut. Like, I like to sit back and kind of watch, and some of it's interesting. It's all very colorful, I will say that. But fantastic muscles. It was incredible.
So yeah, after I worked on Saturday, I pretty much just ate food and watched TV.
Gotcha. That sounds fantastic.
All night Saturday night, and all day Sunday.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Aaron and I, we went to Gators because we sometimes like to go to Gators and watch a little
Gators
football.
Dockside?
Gators
They
Dockside.
got good food, man.
They've got great food. If you haven't been to Gators Dockside, man, go there. They've got great food. Their mojo pork tacos are the
That's a really good club name, Jen Hogan, Boobs and Bacon.
We were like, we were so lazy. We were like, we got appetizers and we had one drink, and we were like, you want to just go back to that? I'm like, yeah,
we're going to go.
I missed the couch.
I missed the couch. The couch was great.
So
I just got a text message from the couch. It misses me.
She made a bunch of pot roast. I ate all of her leftovers, and what I didn't eat, I brought home.
Nice.
So I cleared out her fridge of leftovers, which she was very thankful for, as was I.
Yeah, well, she warned you, bring Tupperware.
She did. So
Yeah.
I brought 9 containers. Filled them all.
Oh, man. It was
So
a good week.
I had a great time hanging out with Sis.
It was a good week, man. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We definitely appreciate it. This is a fun show. I'm glad we got to chat with Dennis too, because we weren't really sure. I thought it was 11. Like when we started 7:05, and Jen was like, it's 11:05 there. I immediately just thought PM.
I did too.
And I'm like, wait a minute, it's daytime. It's 11:05 a.m. Fantastic, because they're in Australia, the other side of the freaking planet. And not only it was that cool, but how cool is it that we have the technology that we can like talk to somebody and it was flawless. Yeah. Like no clips, no lag. It looked great. Dennis looked great on our edge. On our end, Dennis looked fantastic. How did he look for you guys? Because on us, his audio and video was stellar. Super, super cool.
Yeah, it was great.
And we're going to play a jam from Love Child coming up right here at the end of the show. A huge shout out to all of our sponsors: Wayne Dench Incorporated, EMS Mobile Detailing, Castle Door Studios, Tornatori's Cafe and Pizzeria, Lakeland Barbecue, and Lakeland Ice Cream Company. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. Yes. And this week we won't be at Castle Door, but we are going back next Wednesday. It is Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday. For those of you that don't know, congratulations, all you Americans.
So the poll this week will not be an all-original poll. It
Correct.
will be the week that we go to Castle Door.
Correct. We still have a poll going up tomorrow at 12 o'clock, but next Tuesday we're doing an all-original poll. Next Wednesday you can find us at Castle Door Studios with our very good friends Zach Cabral and Dr. Alyssa Rose. Yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Find us on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, email, and twitch.tv/KitchenKillaz. I think we're at 40 followers on Twitch. 10 more followers, ladies and gentlemen. 10 more followers.
Come on, 10 more people so I can cut my hair.
Yeah.
I just want to cut my hair now.
I'm gonna check it out right now, just to see what's going on. We're at 40 followers on Twitch. 40 followers. Once we hit 50, the Great Commodore is bringing back the Tomahawk. Yeah, it's getting crazy. Please, for the love of all things holy, help the Great Commodore.
Now.
He's freaking out.
Ugh.
It's crazy.
All that hair.
It's crazy.
It's terrible.
That's right. So we're gonna go ahead and rock this, man. Thank you guys so much for joining. Any final words from Commodore? What do we got coming up?
You want
to talk to him about some cool stuff?
What do we have coming up?
We got a poll tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
We're gonna be doing our show from the Floyds.
The Floyds this Friday.
Mama and Papa.
Yeah,
Floyd.
Mama and Papa Floyd. We're going to be rocking their Turkey Day kitchen.
I always enjoy going to their house.
We have good times, man.
It's just it's also very relaxing.
Yeah.
Like, you help out with the dishes a little bit.
Yeah.
You go outside and you play with the puppies a little bit.
Yeah, they got the nice
couch
pool
and eat
patio.
food.
Yeah, and you're in Florida, which is awesome, with the AC on in November, which is beautiful.
Sometimes with the windows open.
Sometimes with the windows open. Michelle
you get
Hess.
the right temperature.
You bring up a fantastic point, Michelle Hess. So we actually just had a conversation as the team today on what we're going to do, how we're going to press, how we're going to promote song listing and titles and distribution. So we are on the end of all of that conversation. We're looking at an early 2021 release right now. About halfway through January is when we're looking at a release date. I'm hoping for it to be January 15th, which is a Friday. We do not have that 100% ready to rock and roll. You never release a CD release date without the CDs in your hand.
Why
ever.
Friday, Billy? That has no significance to us whatsoever.
I know, right? It's kind of out of the blue.
Friday. That's so weird.
Now, if we had been doing things for Fridays over the past 3 years, then that would make more sense.
Every single Friday without fail?
Yeah, every single Friday without fail. It's kind of crazy.
That would make a lot more sense.
If we did something like that, then yeah, I could clearly see it. But I just wanted to go
like,
way out of the blue.
It's like releasing a CD on a Monday or a Wednesday. Like, who
Maniacs.
does that?
Maniacs.
Crazy.
So yeah, man, we're looking for a January 15th. Right now, again, we still got a lot of red tape to get through, but we're narrowing it down. We wanted to make sure that we release this at the beginning of the year. It wasn't able to happen in 2020. Everything kind of went crazy. And if you release an album in the beginning of the year, you have the entire year to promote it, and it's a new album. If we release an album in December of 2020, within 30 days, it is now a year old, which it actually isn't. But when you're in 2021 and it says 2020, it's a year old. Congratulations. So we're going to be looking at a mid-January release date. Right now, it's a soft release date. We're still working through some details of the situation, but we're getting there, baby.
Are we going to have a CD release party?
Hell yeah, we're going to have a CD release party.
I want to do that.
Oh, yeah,
I like CD release parties.
So we're going to have a CD release party. Congratulations. I hope to see everybody there. I hope this COVID thing is behind us and we can party like it's 1999, but it's 2021. That was a Prince reference. I don't know if you guys are going to get that. Anyway.
Well, we were talking earlier, like 2020 is almost over,
Yeah.
guys. It's almost over.
Yeah, we're going to.
And it's not, 2021 is not going to be a continuation. It's not going to
True.
be 2.0. It's
Also
going to
true.
be the antithesis.
Yeah.
Of 2020. Like,
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed when you hit like a really rough patch or
Yeah.
something really awful happens,
Yeah.
like on the tail end of that,
Yep.
you always bounce back to the other side
Bounce
of the
back, Jim.
spectrum, and you just have like this amazing
That's what's going to happen.
experience or epiphany.
That's what's going to happen.
or
That's what 2021 has got in store for us.
I don't know. This is where I'm focusing my thoughts.
Yeah.
Like I want 2021 to be the antithesis, like the pendulum
Yeah. Swings back
over
and brings
here.
us all positive and good and amazing things. That's what's going to happen.
The entire year.
Manifest it. That's what's going to happen.
Not just all at once.
Mm-mm.
The entire year.
No way, buddy.
It's just going to keep getting better.
That
and
is
better
very
and better.
true.
Get ready, y'all.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
2021 is going to rock your socks off.
That's true.
Starting with our album release. in
Oh,
January.
yeah, baby. So to wrap it up, thank you guys for sharing some time with us tonight. This is Love Child this is Love Child with Circus in Town, which was Dennis's recommendation. He loves this song. He truly adores this song.
You're going to love
and
it.
We're excited to play it for you. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. We most certainly appreciate it. My name is Billy Floyd, and that is
Commodore.
Awesome, baby. Oh, listen to that. That's for you right there. Did you like that? Let's do that.
Heard a child laugh on the road. circus is back in town.
That was awesome, baby. Oh, yeah, man. We up and rocking. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. My name is Billy Floyd, and that is...
Commodore.
That's right. We're the Kitchen Killaz, classified as a touring acoustic duo, crashing kitchens around the country. We do it every Friday, and we do it
Free.
You guys have a really good night. Tomorrow at 12 o'clock, we got a poll going up with 5 songs on them, baby. You vote on them. Wednesday night, we play them, and then it is Turkey Day. You guys have a fantastic night. A huge shout out to Dennis Val from Love Child for joining us. To Jen Hogan, Shelly Wheeler, thank you guys very much for keeping the wheels rolling. Dana Ricker, Les, great to see you. Some fantastic people in here. Always hanging it out, and it's always good to see good people and see our good friends. Oh, that's right, man. Lisa Baker, always hanging in here. Matt McIver, great to see you. I love your comments, dude. You're always cracking me up, man. I'm always trying to like hold back. Every time he puts up some funny shit. So thank you guys so much for spending some time with us. We most certainly appreciate it. And by all means, check us out, KitchenKillaz.com, all the Kitchen Killaz, and let us crash your kitchen. Any final words for you, Commodore?
Luke always knows when the show's about.
Yeah,
Luke's
Luke's like,
hey,
yo,
they're
Dad.
almost done.
Dad, you're almost
Dad,
done.
Pat me some more.
That's right. Do it.
Good night, guys.
That's right. Was that it?
Oh, that was it.
That was it?
That was it.
I'm going to give you one of these guys. All right. You guys have a good night. Stay out of trouble. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.